hours away from Jurassic World?
An hour.
An hour away. So this is us before the movie. What any thoughts beforehand, pre-game?
I'm ready to see Jonathan Bailey and ScarJo, of course. I'm ready to hear Jonathan Bailey's little solo that he played. Because real people know he played a solo in it. As you could tell, I'm really enthusiastic. I did my own makeup for this, so.
Yes. Which
you can
see if I can.
I don't care.
I think I can zoom. I cannot zoom in.
Oh, my pores are terrible, but it was a lot better. But I sweated in the car because it's so hot.
So,
our friend thinks that it was lame and he fell asleep in the first 2 hours, and I don't give a fuck, Lauren, so if you see this because I'm talking about you. But I think it's gonna be good. Some people say it feels like the original Jurassic Worlds and Jurassic Parks, and I'm kind of hoping for that because I loved them. Jurassic World were kind of like whatever to me.
I like the first Jurassic World.
They
and then
were,
it just kind of, it starts
Those
up,
were good.
and then it goes down.
I think Universal should have just kept it Jurassic Park and then added a Jurassic World. They never should have got rid of
Basically,
Jurassic
like
Park.
you should have just said like the Jurassic World universe.
They should have never, like in the actual worlds, like at the parks, like where we're going. I don't think they should have gotten rid of it. I think they should have just expanded, kind of like how Harry Potter expanded. Harry Potter expanded to different places, and I feel like Jurassic Park should have done the same.
I gotcha.
So it should have changed because I feel like you're losing the feel good of Jurassic Park. I feel like this is going to bring back the roots of the original movies.
Maybe.
So.
But all right, well, give you a kiss. All right, and we will catch you guys after the movie. What's going on, you beautiful people? Welcome back. Obviously, in the first part of the video, you saw that me and my beautiful fiance were off to go see Jurassic World Rebirth. We ended up seeing some fireworks, getting some dinner, so I didn't really get a chance to do my review right after the movie because I was going to. We'll probably do that with Superman and with Fantastic Four. But here we are. Don't have my watch on, but we are I literally just woke up, and I decided I wanted to sleep on it. Took down my notes, thought about my ratings, and you guys know the drill. I know the drill. Let's just jump right into it. Talk about the pros, the cons, the takeaways, and what's next, and then the rating. Now, I will say before the video starts, I am going to possibly touch on the spoilers. I'm going to do my best to not spoil the movie, but you have been warned. I'm going to give you a second. Okay, second's over. Anyways, let's get started talking about Jurassic World Rebirth. So the pros. I think our three main characters, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, and Scarlett Johansson, I think they did fantastic jobs as those respective characters. Scarlett Johansson seemed like she was just having a blast with this character. She seemed just full of life and happy, which is like a weird thing to say because, you know, she played Black Widow for so long, and I'm sure that also made her happy, but like she just seemed like she could do anything in this role, not having to worry about Disney or the lawyers of Disney saying you can't do that. That's just something I'm throwing out of my head. But Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey, I think, did the better performances. Jonathan Bailey was just acting his ass off. I think he, compared to everybody in the film, he made them feel like he was in a completely different class. That's crazy to say because he outshined an Oscar winner in Mahershala. Not saying that he did bad. Bailey just did better. He was so good. So he tied you to his emotions. He made you feel things. Jonathan Bailey, the man that you are. I loved Wicked. I can't wait for Wicked Part 2. I love this. I want to see more. I want to see him in more Hollywood movies. This guy is so damn talented and so good. As far as for Mahershala Ali, you know, there's a lot of talk going on with Blade. Is Blade going to happen? Is Blade being delayed because of Marvel? Is it being delayed because of Ali? What's going on? Don't know. I personally still think that one, Blade just doesn't fit in the multiverse saga, so that's why it's not being made. And also two, I think maybe Mahershala is the guy that's maybe being a little nitpicky. That's just me, but that's neither here nor there. he did great. It's awesome seeing him in another role. He has, gosh, since signing on for Blade, I don't think he's done anything, which is crazy. So it's nice to see him act again. I don't think this is another Oscar winner for him, but this man is just so talented. He's so good. He brought the character Duncan to life. He started out as basically a pirate, and then he becomes, I think, if Jonathan Bailey is the heart or the soul of the movie, I think Mahershala Ali is the heart of the movie. They work hand in hand with each other as far as that goes. So those are three of my favorite characters in the whole movie. Then we get to the Delgado family. With them, the only ones that I really liked that I thought were cute and funny was the little girl Isabella. I think that she was that typical like little kid that you love and that you don't want to see anything bad happen to, and that saves the day at the end of the movie. But she was just like, she's a little girl. How could you hate a little girl? If you hate a little girl, then you're a piece of shit. That's just the truth. And Xavier, I started watching it and I was like, I don't like this guy. I can't wait to see what dinosaur kills him. And then as the movie goes on, he's doing these funny one-liners. He's going into the water to save the girl. He's being the comedic relief of the movie. And you know what? My man, he turned around and he became probably my fourth favorite character in the movie. He was just hilarious. That's really all it was to him. He didn't really help the story. He didn't hurt the story. He was just that funny comic relief. The runtime and the scare factor, I think, were perfect. They were spot on. The runtime felt perfect. It didn't feel like it was too long of a movie. It didn't feel like it was too short of a movie. It felt just right. You got some movies like The Marvels. I felt like The Marvels was too short. They got everything they needed, but it felt too short. And then you got movies like Oppenheimer. I love Oppenheimer, but it's just a long movie. It's hard to watch it in one sitting, which is weird because I can watch Endgame in one sitting. Neither here nor there. This felt just absolutely perfect. Everything was nailed just in time. It didn't feel like anything was really rushed. Kind of. The one scene with the flying dinosaur, which I have no idea what the name of it is, but when I'm editing, I'm going to put the name of the dinosaur right here. And I felt like that was a little rushed because it's kind of hard for me to believe that they can climb that mountain so quickly. Anyways, the scare factor though. I think out of all the Jurassic Park / World movies, I think this was the scariest that it's been in a very long, probably ever. Dominion had some scary scenes. What was the second? Fallen Kingdom had a scary dinosaur. Jurassic World had the Indominus Rex, which is scary. The first Jurassic Park, I think, is scary for its time. This felt like it was perfect. It had the scare factors. It had everything. I think it could have been more scary, which I'll get later to that in the cons. But it was, for a PG-13 movie, I think this was as good as you could get. As far as dinosaurs and scare factors go. Let's see. My last pro is, it's now been 30 years since Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs are either dying, or the ones that are still alive are at the equator, because that is where the climate is best for them. That's where everything is, the habitat, everything is just better for them and more natural to their time era. And two reasons why I think that's cool. One, because if dinosaurs are really real, I live in Florida. The equator is far from Florida, so I don't gotta worry about them. But two, I also really like that because if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time since I've been in school, but if I'm not mistaken, the equator is actually where the ozone layer is, I think like the best, or maybe it's like the hottest. So I like how they kind of incorporated real life climate control stuff into the movie. I think that worked really good for them. But now we have to talk about the cons. For the cons, the Delgado thing. I felt like they weren't really necessary. I could have done without them. That's just me. The dad was just a dad. He was not an interesting character. The sister was not interesting. Isabella was, like I said, the typical child, and Xavier was the comic relief. They did nothing for me in the movie. The only thing that I think that they helped towards was Duncan being more heartfelt in the movie. If they weren't in there, I think he probably would have still been a cold-hearted badass. Maybe he would have had a change of heart, but I think that's what they were in this movie, was to change his mindset. Because besides that, they did nothing for me. They were boring. That's just me. Oh, Dolores, the little dinosaur that Isabella befriended, essentially. It's like a little triceratops mixed with, I don't know. But she decides to basically take that with her. And when they leave the island, they still have the dinosaur. And in my personal opinion, it's cute. I probably would have done the same thing because I do like animals. But the whole point of them being in the equator is because that is the best habitat for them to live. Anywhere else outside of the equator, it's hard for them to live. They don't really have the resources they need. The air's not the best. The water's not the best. The food's not the best. So they can't live outside the equator, basically. So you just took this animal just for it to die. I mean, obviously, I don't think that's how the story was meant to be, but that's how I took it. The scare factor. I think the scare factor could have been even scarier. I want the next Jurassic movie. I want it to be rated R. Give me a rated R dinosaur movie and just go ape shit. I think that would be one of the best movies ever made. Because I don't think we've really had a rated R dinosaur movie. No. Nothing's coming to mind because the only dinosaur movies that come to mind are the Jurassic series. So give me a rated R Jurassic movie and just take my money. Just go bananas. I don't care. And then Duncan's crew. Obviously, one by one they were picked off. And one by one, I cared less and less and less because his crew did not have like an ounce of development, an ounce of storytelling. They didn't need it, but their deaths meant nothing to me. Duncan is here crying over them, and I'm just like, the death scene was cool. That's kind of about it. I also think that the mutated D-Rex should have been in the movie a little longer. It kind of felt like Godzilla in the recent Godzilla movies where it shows up 5 minutes and it's done. But that thing was terrifying, I'll tell you that. Now my takeaways. Jurassic is back. I think they're a franchise that keeps making money. They're great internationally. They're not going anywhere. This movie was your typical summer blockbuster hit. It quite literally felt like the perfect summer blockbuster. It came out 4th of July weekend. That could either be a great thing for movies or a bad thing for movies. And it just felt like a fun movie, you know? It's not often that I go to a theater and it's sold out, and this one was sold out. I can't tell you the last time. Maybe Deadpool Wolverine was the last movie I saw sold out. Even then, I don't think it was. But like, Jurassic is back. They make their money. They do their thing. You know what I mean? I also think that Jonathan Bailey's character was, out of the entire franchise from Park, World to now, he is the perfect symbolism of what Dr. Grant from the original trilogy is and was. I think he embodies what Dr. Grant tries to do or tried to do in his movies, and he brings it to a modern life. So good for you, Jonathan Bailey. Now for what's next. I don't see us getting a sequel. Exactly. I think we're due for a remaster, essentially. I think Jaws needs to be redone in modern time, and I think Jurassic needs to be redone. Because what's left, I'm not going to talk about Jaws, that's just how I just want to say that other. But what's left to tell about Jurassic? We've done the park in 3 movies. We've done the world in 4 movies, really. And the dinosaurs are dying. There's nothing really left to tell. I mean, this just popped in my head, and this would be stupid. You could splice human DNA with a dinosaur, and you could have a person having the abilities of a dinosaur, but that would be kind of boring and dumb and not right for the franchise. So what's left than to go back to the beginning and redo maybe the first 3 again? I think I would like that. I think that would be kind of cool, especially because I love how the dinosaurs looked in the 90s, but obviously we are well beyond the 90s in technology-wise. I think these dinosaurs would look even better. So I guess we'll probably see. Now for the rating. The rating was hard because I'm a very generous person. I've given Sinners, Captain America, and Thunderbolts all 5 stars on Letterboxd. And that's saying something. Last night, I gave Jurassic a 4-star. And I was pretty happy with that. But the more and more I see people talk about their flaws with the movie, talk about the goods that they saw in the movie, I lean more to a 3.75 or a 4. I'm happy in that range. But for the sake of my Letterboxd, I'm leaving this as a 4. It is now my 4th favorite movie of the year. That'll probably be there just for like a week because Superman comes out next week, and I'm excited for Superman. I see big things on the horizon for the Man of Steel, and then I see huge things on the horizon for the First Family. Now, with that being said, that does conclude our video today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure to like that video, comment, share, and subscribe with your friends. Ironheart just concluded, but obviously with the summer movies, I'm probably not going to have a video on that out until the week after Superman because that is an empty week. So expect that then. Next week, expect a Superman video or right after Superman, just like this one. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time, this has been The Geek signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.